everybody, and welcome to the Creative Kindergarten YouTube channel. My name is Amanda, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can make your very own name Play-Doh mats for your students. These name Play-Doh mats are going to be perfect for back to school time, and they are so easy to make. So I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how you can use Microsoft Word or PowerPoint to make your very own customized name Play-Doh mats for each of your students. With my last video, I showed you how to make your own name tracers. So what we did was we just used some different fonts to make name tracers and then we laminated them. This time I'm going to show you how to make an outline Play-Doh mat so that you can just laminate them and have them for your students to use. This time, I'm going to show you how to make name Play-Doh mats that have simple letter outlines that your students can use to make their name using just Play-Doh. All you have to do is make them and then laminate them. Super easy to do and perfect for back to school time. First, I'm going to show you how to do it with Microsoft Word. So I just have a blank document open that you just have to start with. I always like to add a outline to it. You don't have to do that. But first, we're going to change the orientation by going to the page layout, orientation, landscape. And then I'm just going to add a simple outline to the page. You definitely don't have to do this. I just like the look of it. So after going to Design tab, Page Borders, I always select the box, and then you can play around with the different kinds of lines that you can use. There are dotted and other kinds of lines. I just use a simple black outline with a 3-point width. And then there you go. And now you have that for each page of your document. So if you just keep adding pages to it with each of the students' names, this will automatically be added to it, so you don't have to do it every time. Another thing I like to do for these Play-Doh mats is we want to make sure that the name can be big enough that it fits on the whole page. And in order to do that, I always go to the page layout and the margins, and I make sure it's narrow. And then it just makes it so that you see how the cursor will move up into the corner here. Let me show you that again. Keep an eye on this cursor. Normal, look at where the cursor is. It's indented into kind of the more inside of the page. But if you go narrow, look at how much closer you can go to the border of the page. And that'll just make you be able to make your names just a slightly bit larger, just so that they have more room to work with the Play-Doh on the Play-Doh mats. So now that we've got that, we want to add the name. I'm going to use mine just to have an example. And mine's a bit of a medium length name, so that's perfect. And I'm just going to make the font bigger just so you can see it. So when I'm working that you're not squinting at a tiny little name. So now I'm going to use a font that is free for personal use. So I'll make sure I link that in the description down below. If you use this font just for your classroom, you don't have to pay for it. And it's called KG Red Hands. So there is an outline version and there's a solid version. The outline version I find is perfect to use with Play-Doh mats. And now we're just going to make the font big enough until it is the full size of the line. See how that went too big? So I'm just going to go down. The one for my name is 160. So for each of the name Play-Doh mats that you make, you can just keep playing around with the size of the font so that it fits the whole width of the page. So here you go. Now you've got the name on your Play-Doh mat. You could just print this and laminate this and you're ready to go. You could write it twice so they have two that they have to do, or you can make sure that you put this name into the middle of the page so it just looks a little bit better. And by doing that, you can go to page layout and you see how it says spacing before? Just keep putting that up until it looks like you're in the middle of the page. And there you are. And because I had a space after this, it made a second page, but you can just delete that. And look at that. Now we have a perfect name Play-Doh mat that is just in the middle of the page. Print that, laminate it, ready to go. If you want to do something a little bit different than that, I'm just going to go put this back to 0 so that we can see what it looks like at the top of the page. What if you did the name again, but this time you wanted to give them some extra tracing practice? And like I showed you in our last video, if you use KG primary dots, now that is a great tracing font. So now you've got two ways that the students can practice writing their names on one work mat. They can use the first one with Play-Doh, and then if you give them a whiteboard marker, they can practice tracing their name on the second line. Perfect, ready to go. As a little bonus here, maybe you're not working on names anymore. You're halfway through the year and you want to work on sight words. Look at this. Sight word said. Now you've got a perfect work mat for the sight words of the week. Maybe you work on 2 sight words the same week. So you do the 2 sight words. Oh, look, it disappeared, that font. Oh no, it's right there. Now you've got a Play-Doh mat where you can practice 2 different sight words on. It is completely customizable to what you are working on in your kindergarten classroom. Let's see, maybe you're working on numbers. Now you've got a number Play-Doh mat that you can use in your class. There's so many different options that you can use this for, and it is just a perfect way to just have something for your math centers or your literacy centers that is quick and easy to do, and you're ready to go. Now I just showed you how to do this with Microsoft Word, but if you want to use PowerPoint instead, I can also show you how to do that on PowerPoint. I like to do it on PowerPoint because it's just a little bit easier to format it, but use whatever program you are comfortable with. So I already had the blank presentation open of a PowerPoint ready to go. I don't need all of these titles, so I'm just going to click on it, click delete to delete those little text boxes that I don't need. And as you can see in the middle of the page, I have these grid outlines. That just makes it easier when I'm trying to center things. You don't have to have those on. I have them in view and it just says guides here. If you click them, oh, I have them added or added. It doesn't really matter. Now we have our blank presentation open, but if you try to print this, the blank presentation is made so that it fits a computer screen, not a piece of paper. So we need to make sure we change our slide size so that it's actually the same size as a piece of paper. When we go to print it, it looks correct. So if you go to design, slide size, and then we need a custom slide size. Over here, slide sized for letter paper. And we want to keep it as landscape. Okay, and then I always just click maximize. I don't know what that does. And now this is the perfect size for printing it on a piece of paper. And it is ready to go. I'm actually going to try to make this smaller so you guys can see a little bit of what I'm doing. There we go. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to show you how to make a border on a PowerPoint presentation, which is a little different from when you're working with Microsoft Word. I'm going to go to insert and I'm going to use a rectangle shape and I'm just going to draw that on my piece of paper going kind of close to the edge. Everybody does this a little bit differently, has different styles. You can just play around with what you like the look of. Shape fill, I don't want there to be anything in the middle. Outline black, you can always change the color of that, and weight 3-point font. Again, you can change the outline so that it has dashes or dots or whatever it is that you want to use. I just like the look of a plain simple outline. All right, so now we have the template that we're ready to start with, but now we need to add the name. In PowerPoint, I like to insert a word art, and then I just click the first one that's there, and then I can type in my name. Go back to your home, and for some reason it always adds a shadow to the background of your letters. You don't want that. It kind of prints a little bit funky. So just click that off and it takes that off right away for you. So now the next thing that we have to do is change the font. We're going to go that outline a font again, the KG Red Hands font outline version. So it's right here. And then again, we're just going to keep making the font bigger until it fits the edges of our paper. And then you can just move it around by clicking on the edge and then placing it wherever you want on the paper. So if you want it in the middle of the screen, you would put it in the middle of the screen. In the middle of the paper, you would just slide it to the middle of the paper and you're ready to go. But if you wanted to do 2 to a page, let's say you want to make just simple Play-Doh mats for each of your students and you want to save some paper, you can do that a lot easier in PowerPoint. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the outline so that it fits the name and it just goes a little bit then halfway through the middle of the page. And then I'm going to copy it and paste it. And I have the exact same form ready to go for the bottom half of the page. I just line it back up to the bottom half and then do the same thing with the name. Copy it, oops, and paste it and slide it to the middle of the page. Now you can just change it and you've got 2 Play-Doh mats to a page. Now, if you have a whole class set and you need to make 15 of these, you don't want to have to go through each of the names and have to remake the templates each time. So if you go to the slide over here and you right click on it, you can duplicate the slide. And now you've got 2 of the same. Just change the name on the second slide. And now you've got more Play-Doh mats, and you can just keep copying and pasting them instead of having to remake the templates each time. So those are just some really simple Play-Doh mats that you can make. Again, they don't have to be name ones. You can change these so that they're sight words, and you can make your own custom set of sight word Play-Doh mats. You can change them to numbers, and you've got your custom set of number Play-Doh mats. You can really change it to anything that you want, and it's just like a great way to work on fine motor skills in your classroom, a great way to work on letter formations, number formations, and it's just such an easy, customizable thing that you can make yourself, and it is perfect for beginning of the school year. So this is the second video in a series of videos that I've done on how you can make your own customizable name activities for your classroom. Last time I showed you how to make name tracers. This time it's Play-Doh mats. What else would you like to see done on this channel? Is there anything else that you have trouble making for your classroom that you would really like to know how to do? Leave me a comment down below. I'd love, love, love to help you with anything that you need help with in your classroom, make your life easier. And I love making these videos to help you learn some new skills and some new ways that you can help your students in your kindergarten classroom. So make sure you leave me a comment down below. What would you like to learn how to do? And thank you so much for joining me here today. If you liked this video, make sure you hit the like button. Also, you can subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so that they notify you whenever I put out any new videos. And make sure you leave me a comment down below, even if you're just telling me that you really like the video or you're giving me some suggestions for future videos. I'd love to hear from you. I'll also leave all my Instagram and Facebook and blog info in the description so that you can contact me any way you want and follow me along this amazing YouTube journey that I have started. So I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.